Hello, everybody. This is Streetlight Babble, and we're kicking it into high gear. Fifth gear.
And sixth gear, because there's 6 gears in a car.
With Fast and Furious 5 and 6, which, once again, we watched at the same time.
Why? Because we have no pain tolerance.
So,
They were, well, there's no other way to put this other than they were basically the same movie. Again, that's one thing you notice about these movies, is they're always the same.
there were scenes that converged, like Tyrese and other black guy making fun of each other at the exact same time.
I think he's actually played by a rapper, what's his name? Ludacris. That's his name.
Oh, yeah. And they also play Ludacris's songs, whatever.
Yes.
From what I've heard.
From what you've heard.
I don't know what his songs are, but I hear they play them. And there were the funniest part was in both movies at the exact same time, The Rock, and the exact same camera angle. The Rock had a file that he was reading, and he looked up from the file at the same time on both screens.
On both screens.
And then looked back down at it, and then gave it away at the same time.
It was a little bit uncanny and a little bit disturbing that we were watching two different movies and the same thing was going. And it was the same camera angle, too. It wasn't like a different camera angle. It was the same camera angle.
It was exactly the same. Nothing was different. I guess there was a bit more gray in The Rock's beard.
It's just still, I mean, he's getting a little bit older, but he's still a beefcake.
Alright, so yeah, the first one, the plot is they're in Brazil and it's a heist film. It's like Ocean's 11 but Fast and Furious, because Fast and Furious has to be...
It has to have a genre.
It has to have a little light genre thing, and if you like action car movies, you'll like it, I guess. But it's the same thing every time. Every time it's the same movie. I don't understand why they can't just do something new. They just, minimal effort for the most money. They're still making a lot of money off these things, folks.
Yeah, they're still making billions of dollars.
And the second one, sixth, had Shaw as the villain.
Shaw.
He's a British guy. Anything stick out about him in particular to you?
He's played by Luke Evans, who was Gaston in Beauty and the Beast, and he also played Bard the Bowman.
What about his character?
Oh, his character. Oh, yeah, he had a character. I don't remember it, but he had a character.
Oh, well, yeah. It was a bit disjointed. Both the movies ended with a car chase scene on a straight path as well.
Yeah.
A very long bridge in Fast and Furious 5 and a very, very long runway in 6.
Now, these people, they're driving, they have to be driving at least 100 to 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, at like 60 at the least. And to clear a runway, it took them like 20 minutes to clear a runway. It was stupid.
They were chasing the airplane, which was getting ready to take off. So, London, we've come to find out, has the world's longest runway ever.
Yeah.
It's got to be at least 80 miles long.
An 80-mile runway. That's...
I don't even know if the island of Great Britain is even that long across. I mean,
I'm sure someone knows, Jake. Well, all right. So what else? The villains. So the villain of the first of 5. Did I already talk about him? I'm
very
tired.
briefly. He's a guy in a suit.
He's a guy in a suit. Oh yeah.
He has a lot of money, so they decided to rob him.
He has a lot of money, and he's an asshole or something. That's it.
That's his character.
That's it. And there's the scenes on him are way too long. Like they're so boring. It's just him dramatically pausing a lot. I don't understand. Why did you do this?
Yeah, like the first scene that you see him, he starts off with the villain monologue. I'm like, okay, that's interesting, and then he monologues for 5 minutes with, like Chris said, excruciatingly long dramatic pauses, and doesn't really drive any points home. So. Good on him.
Or drive any cars.
He doesn't drive any cars.
He's not a car-related villain. Very strange for the Fast and Furious genre, not having a car-related villain. At least Shaw had his Formula 1 car made of steel or something.
Yeah. Let's see here. Performances. Vin Diesel was in both of them.
He's the same.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was in both of them. And
these aren't really characters, these are actors. They're just kind of playing themselves. Vin Diesel, every time he gets an opportunity to emote, doesn't.
He doesn't need to. He's Vin Diesel, man.
And I really don't feel like he's earned the kind of badassness that he is. And we just got back from seeing 8. Fast and Furious week is finally coming to a close, by the way. 'Cause
Yes.
we're finally done with it. So we're just gonna pump out these 3 videos and we're gonna move on and never look back. We're gonna drive into the sunset and while drifting.
No drifting.
Yes, drifting.
No, we're gonna be driving as we're gonna be driving as slow and as happily as possible.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. So yeah, each movie I just give them like a 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10 or something. They were some of the stupidest scenes in cinema, like a little tiny car attached to a cable flipped a 70
tank.
The 70-ton tank or something.
And then Vin Diesel jumps out of his car. It has to be moving at least 60 miles an hour. Also, the tank was going 60 miles an hour at least.
Which is pretty fast for a tank. And then he jumps his girlfriend in midair, and then takes like a 50-foot drop onto a car, and he just gets up and is, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Physics don't matter in this universe.
Because I'm Vin Diesel.
So why are they even afraid? Why don't they just stop bullets with their eyeballs? I think everyone's Superman in this movie.
Yeah, I would say probably a 2 out of 10 would be generous. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, those are our thoughts on Fast and Furious' numbers 5 and 6. Stay tuned, we're going to be talking about Fast 7 briefly, and then the big one, The Fate of the Furious.
The reason I decided that we should watch these, to torture Jake.
The reason?
I mean, to have video fodder.
Excuse me while I murder Chris off screen.